Hello beautiful crafty people, Michelle here and welcome to my makery. I wanted to do for you today a Q&A, well it's not Q&A, sorry, it's 20 crochet questions. And this was, I was tagged by Litsa from Cocoscrochet a couple of weeks ago. I have already recorded this video and then it wouldn't load, so I'm recording it again and hopefully I don't forget any of the things that I had said in the first one. So the first question here is, how old were you when you learnt to crochet? I was 25, I believe. 25 years old. I bought a book from a second-hand bookshop on how to crochet and learnt that way. It was because I wanted to make some, at that time I had a 2-year-old daughter and I was making a lot of her clothes myself from reclaimed fabric. So I would go to second-hand clothing stores and buy old vintage dresses and cut them up and make stuff for her, and I wanted to be able to crochet some funky stuff to go with it. I was struggling to figure it all out because I just didn't seem to hold it right or anything, and my mum tried to help me, but she's left-handed, and so even though she kind of knew how to crochet, she couldn't kind of teach it to me, if you understand what I'm trying to say. I did manage to make my daughter a bonnet, but that was about as far as I got, and I left it at that for a number of years. I could already knit. I was a fairly decent knitter, and so just kind of stayed along the knitting and sewing until I might have been getting closer to 30. I picked up a crochet hook again and made some mittens for a friend who was having a baby. And then that was the only thing I crocheted for a number of years. I didn't make anything else until it might have been about 8 years ago. So I was 40 then. And decided to give crochet another go and made a blanket for my dad. Made a blanket for my daughter, which is, I'll talk about later. So anyway, what is the first thing you remember making? Well, that would be the bonnet I made for my daughter. It was bright red and it was really cool. What is the project I'm most proud of? That would be the blanket I made for my daughter. It was an around the bases blanket. I don't remember what the central square was, a Bag O' Day pattern, but I don't remember which one it was, but it was a square pattern from Crystal at Bag O' Day. And then I followed the tutorials by All in a Nutshell for the around the bases blanket, and I was really impressed with myself because I hadn't been really crocheting for very long when I made that blanket, and I'm very, very proud of it and how it turned out. And I don't have a picture. I can't find a picture of it anywhere. I thought I did have one, but if you look in my my banner on my YouTube channel, in the background there, that is the blanket, and same with the round thing with the MM on it, that in the background there, that is the blanket that I made for my daughter. Okay, what is the oldest yarn in your stash? Well, I've recently been cleaning up my craft space, as you may be aware, and I found some yarn from a sweater I started making. I was knitting for my son when he was about 2. My son turned 21 in February, so that yarn is 19 years old. Yeah, so that's about the oldest yarn I have. I've had it for 19 years. My son still doesn't have a sweater. Oops. Okay, knife or pencil grip? I think I'm a knife grip. I'll hold it like this, I think. Something like that. Yeah, like that. I don't know what that is, but that's how I hold it. Boy or Susan Bates is the next question. I don't think I've ever used a Susan Bates hook, to be completely honest, so I can't compare it. I do have a couple of boys. I used a boy for a project recently and it was alright. Yeah, but yeah. The next question, your favourite brand of hooks? That would be Clover. I love my Clover hooks. I just find them so nice to use. I'm using one right now. 3.25mm Clover hook that I recently purchased myself. Yeah, love it. Okay, favourite hook size or range of sizes? It would depend on what you're making, but I do love my 3.25, and I had to buy this one because I had lost my other one. I don't know where it went. This is the size I'm comfortable with when it comes to making amigurumi at the moment. I know I need to go smaller, but I can't. I will try. But I need to buy some more Clover hooks because I tried using a 275 and a Knit Pro hook. I didn't like it. I don't know if it was a combination of the hook and the yarn. Yeah, it depends. Anyway, your favourite weight of yarn? Oh, otherwise I quite like a 6mm hook or a 4.5. 6mm for a worsted weight yarn, 4.5 for a DK. What's your favourite weight of yarn? Well, I don't really have a favourite weight of yarn, but I'm not that keen on working with very thin yarns. I have stubby little fingers and find it all a bit difficult. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I work a lot with a DK because in New Zealand that's something that's readily available to me as a DK yarn. It's a lot easier to come across than any of the other weights. I remember going into my local yarn shop, a few years ago, and looking for a worsted weight yarn because the tutorial I wanted to do wanted a worsted weight yarn, and the guy said to me, "That's not a yarn weight." I said, "Excuse me?" "But that's what I've been told to get." He said, "No, worsted is the way of spinning the yarn. It's not a weight." So in New Zealand, it's not classed as a weight. We have 8-ply, which is a DK, 4-ply, which is like a baby weight yarn, and 10-ply, which is an Aran. And I think the 10-ply is equivalent to what is classed as a worsted weight yarn in America. So, couldn't even find it. Anyway, I hope you can hear me. I just realised I'm being quite quiet because the kids are home and they think their mum's crazy enough without hearing me talking to myself. I'm just going to turn the page and we'll move on to the next questions. Favourite yarn fibre? Well, that's quite simple for me because I'm allergic to wool. So I like acrylics, but it has to be a decent acrylic. I don't like the scratchy, hard, horrible stuff. I do like a nice acrylic cotton blend. So sorry. I will say though, I've recently been working with Lily's Sugar and Cream or something, and I don't like it. It's horrible stuff. So I don't like it. Whether I'm using too small a hook or something, I'm going to make some soap sacks soon with what I have left because I need to use it up, and hopefully I'm going to go up a couple of hook sizes and see if that helps. Feature a favourite yarn. Oh, favourite item to make first. I love making blankets, but I do get bored, because especially if it's the same. Like if I'm doing a granny square blanket, gets to the point where I'm just like so over it. I prefer sideways blankets instead of, when you're doing a square, each side just gets bigger and bigger, so there's more and more stitches, and it's just like, oh, I don't want to do So something where they don't get bigger is better for me. Which, in saying that, I'm currently working on a corner to corner, which is they get bigger, and a square one where they get bigger. But and I also like to make beanies. I like to make hats of it, but I love to make all sorts of things. But I do like to make blankets. What do you least enjoy making? I least enjoy making fiddly little things with fiddly little yarn and tiny little hooks, because I have chubby little fingers. They are small fingers, like short but fat. So and I seem to be all thumbs. So anything that's fiddly and delicate is really difficult for me. And also anything in black. So if it's fiddly and delicate and black, that's a big no on my list. Alright. Which is one item you have yet to make? A doll. I have not made a doll. I have made bunnies and bears, but not that many amigurumis. I'm really just a beginner in amigurumis. And I also haven't made myself a wearable. I've made wearables for children, but not an adult size wearable. I mostly make blankets and and hats and shawls. I like to make shawls. But yeah, I haven't made a doll yet, and I really want to. I've bought quite a few doll books recently, and I did start making one, but the hands were too small and fiddly, so I need to make it with bigger yarn, I think, until I get more experience with the But if I'm trying to make a circle, a ring with 9 stitches in it, and those stitches are done with a 2.75 hook, that's tiny, and I just can't get my fingers around that, and it was really annoying me. Okay, describe my colour palette. My colour palette is greens and purples. I had some yarn somewhere. What have I done with it? It was perfect. Hang on a second. Come here. Where'd you go? Found it. This is me and a yarn cake. That's me and a yarn cake, pretty much. I love all of those colours. Purples and greeny blues. That's me. And I love grey too. Grey probably isn't something a lot of people would like, but I love grey. It comes in so many different shades, and it goes with everything, I reckon. But yeah, so this is a Karen Skinny Cake, and this is raspberry ganache, which I'm sure I've had raspberry ganache before, and it did not look like that, because when I saw this in the shop, I was like, how have I not had this in my life before? I'm sure I had a raspberry ganache, but it was brighter pink, not purple. Anyway, I love it. And so feature a yarn. That would be, I love skinny cakes. I love the Karen Skinny Cakes because I love the colours on it. So you can see these are all my Karen Skinny Cakes there. Yeah. And then this is one I recently purchased and hasn't been put on the shelf yet because I'm running out of room. Because as I said before, this space, like there's a window right in front of me here. This is basically a closet. A big one. It's a big closet, but it's basically a closet. Okay. Favourite crochet hack. It's not a hack so much, but I am terrible at doing the magic ring. I've tried. I try all the time. I've watched tutorials and I'll do it. I'll be like, yay, I can do it. And I'll try to do it again and I can't. can't do it again. So my favourite hack, and it's not really a hack, but it's a tip, is when, instead of doing the magic ring, you put a slip knot on your hook, right? And you chain 2, and then you work back into that first chain and do your, so you do your 6 single crochets in there. But the tip is to make sure you hold your end, your tail, under those stitches as you stitch over them, because then you can pull that and tighten it up like a magic ring, and nobody will be able to tell that you didn't use a magic ring. So that's my hack, my favourite hack. Feature a pattern designer you like and highlight a pattern. Okay, well, I really like Kerry Lord. I know some people don't. I don't understand why. But, I mean, they are pretty basic, which is why I like them, because I'm only just starting with this whole amigurumi thing, and, but this is like the first amigurumi I made, and I'll try not to knock anything else off the shelf. So, I mean, this is my first amigurumi, so please be kind. Actually, it's not my first. My first looked like roadkill and got thrown away. So this is the first one I liked, and I kept it. Okay, and he's got a cute little tail. And I love the pukus that they have. Look at that puku. I just love it. So I'm actually making a Kerry Lord pattern at the moment, which is an Emma Bunny. And I'm nearly finished with that. But, so yeah, Kerry Lord I like. And if she, of course, everyone knows Kerry Lord, but if you don't, Edward's Menagerie is her book. I mean, she has loads of books, but that's my favourite. I do also have her dogs book and her, is it Monsters? What's it called? Oh, I can't remember. Imaginarium. Sorry, I have Imaginarium as well. I also have a dinosaur one. I need to make a dinosaur. I need to do that. Oh, my battery's going low on my phone, so I need to hurry up. What is the next pattern that you want to make? That would be, I don't know, because I'm currently working on the sapling blanket. I've fallen behind with that. And I'm currently making a corner to corner blanket, and I'm working on my bunny. So the next pattern I will be making will probably be a soap sack, but I mean, that's not that exciting. I do want to make another Victoria's Gem and Shells blanket. I really enjoyed making that, and I might make that out of that skinny cake I just showed you, or I was just watching a tutorial from Crystal at Bag O Day, and she does the corner to corner stitch, which I love. It's so easy and works it fast, but she does it in a rectangle and it looks amazing. So I think I will try that. So that's the next thing I want to make. Best tip for beginners: don't give up. You'll get there in the end. It took me 15 years. And I eventually picked up crochet hook again and kept on going. And I'm really, really enjoying it. Yeah, so don't give up. And ask somebody. You know, because I just tried to teach myself. And I think if I had found somebody who knew how to crochet and asked them, it might have been it might have been better for me. Instead of, I just gave up. And then thought, oh yeah, I'll try again. But I waited years and years and years. So don't give up. And tag someone to answer these questions. Well, I know just about everybody has done these questions before, but I'm going to tag Julie at ksmomcrochets because I love watching Julie. I feel like she's becoming a very good friend of mine, although we've never met. We chat backwards and forwards in the comments and stuff all the time. And we both love elephants. So that's something. Hey. But I've been watching all her back videos, and I don't think I've seen anything where she answers these particular questions. So I tagged Julie. I would love to hear her answers. Thank you everybody for watching. I really, really appreciate it. A big shout out to my new subscribers. Thanks for joining us all here in my makery. And yeah, I will be getting a couple of videos out hopefully this weekend, although I am supposed to do a market tomorrow, but it's raining and it's an outdoor one and it's supposed to be raining all weekend, so don't know if that's going to happen. But I have got my new Crochet Now magazine. Yes, that's what it's called. And I wanted to do a flip through and show you a few things, so I'll do that in the next video. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.